They'll be calling you a radical. My vlog's going to pivot. It's going to pivot off telling these stories in such an acute, intense, passionate, hardcore way. Acute, acute, acute. Like the cancer that was in my body as I fight it off from acute, acute, acute. I find myself not in the acute situation anymore. I find myself in the same situation as you are. Yeah, I only have a 50-50 chance of still beating this disease and living, but that's all you have. As the Carlsbad cavern leaking, excuse me, not the cavern, the WIPP, this vlog is going to tell the news and go more, but I'm going to be more in the outdoor professor type thesis. I'm not going to be as acute, as intense as I was, because the event has to match the genre, the art, the dissertation, the lecture. Those intense radical lectures had to be because there was an intense radical situation going on. But I told it all. It's been told and you didn't accept it. You went along with it and they 1090'd you. John Goffman with you. This place, I want to show you this place. This is where I grew up. This is Mount Ogden Park. When we grew up as kids, all of us in Ogden, we all grew up here. Everybody this time of year, that's where everybody hung, from the oldest to the youngest. This is a very progressive, rich town. It was very communal. I mean, kegs were legal. Smoking weed was pretty well legal. Everybody just hung around. I mean, it was where everybody was communal. We played sports together. We played frisbee together. We drank together. We did everything together. Here, that's where people mingled. People met. A lot of marriages come out of here. A lot of relationships, lifelong ones, came from here. It was an incredible place, and we played sports together. It didn't matter if you could play. It didn't matter if you was horrible. Everybody played. What happened? Well, just like the park. These hairsprayed little rat weasels decided, oh no, you guys can't have fun because the haters got the field. The low intelligent got the field. The people didn't love. The environmental haters took the field. Oh, I told you the earth was coming to an end. The Mormons, the evangelicals, the religious radical lunatics who aren't religious. There's nothing religious about them. Edward Abbey right here. Right here in this park. Right here in this park. Many times. He hung in this park all the time. We used to drink in this park. The new conservative, he said his line. There's nothing new about them. They're old as Babylon. And they're evil as hell. Oh yeah, we told you the whole planet was coming to an end as we raped and pillaged and freaking annihilated it. We told you, we're going to get our 10 virgins. See, told you. We're the only ones going to heaven because our generational fucking arrogance, because we don't know how to be communal. We don't know how to love. We don't know how to communicate. We don't know how to be friends. And anybody that does, let's incarcerate them and shove them into their FEMA camp. That they created their own FEMA camp. I want to show you something. You'll like this. I come here in the mornings all the time. I meditate here. A lot of people, well, not a lot, a few come up here and we sit on the bleachers right here and we watch the sun come up here. It's spectacular. Is that why they put those bleachers there? No. But sweet are the use of adversity. Yeah, Mount Ogden right there. Mighty Ben Lomond. In the mornings, the sunlight, I'll do some videos in here in the mornings when you can catch the sunlight as the sun comes up. It's grand. I mean grand. That's how I've been able to survive cancer. I hike right there. Lots of hiking. Waterfalls right there. Some of you Ogdenites, you know the thesis, but you don't do that. You're too busy getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning going to your ridiculous job, coming home at 6 o'clock and listening to your 10-second soundbite. The Carlsbad Cavern, excuse me, the Carlsbad WIPP, the pilot program, and if you want to learn more about this, listen to my radio show, is leaking. Oh, that's not a big, it's a gigantic story because we built Yucca Mountain. The anti-nuclear fight was here in Utah. These fiercely independent. If you tried to put a nuclear plant in Utah when I was a kid in the 60s or 70s right here, they would hang you. They would literally string you up in the middle of town square, burn you like Mussolini. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding. You would have been killed. Dirty Herbie now, what happened? What happened? The passive aggressives took the field. The haters took the field when the lovers had the field. We had the field here. We had it in '67. You got to remember in 1971, I believe it was, when the Environmental Act of 1971 passed, or 70, 332 to 1, I think it was. Because the lovers had the field in this country. We loved the environment. We hated the Queen's freaking thesis. But what happened? The haters took the field. The passive-aggressive and hairspray, the religious radical rights, Foxconn, Rupert Murdoch, the Queen's machine. They got us. They hate us. They hate anybody that's happy. They hate anybody that loves life. They hate anybody that loves the environment. They hate people that like to go to the park with their family. Not their dogs, their family. Their friends, people they've never met before. They love to meet new people. They love to be communal. They love to play sports with each other. They love to love with each other. They love to be friends with each other. They love to be in symphony with the environment, the birds. They hate those people. That's who America is now, that land of the haters. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they incarcerate. I mean, if you don't believe this is true and you think, oh, this guy is full of shit. I was in the courtroom with Megan Rice. She was sentenced. The daughter of Dr. Rice, the protege of Martin Luther King, the protege of Dorothy Day. She didn't do anything wrong. This is an 84-year-old nun. Given new dope, tortured. We are torturing an 84-year-old nun in this country. For going into Y-12 and exposing the nuclear cartel for breaking the laws, we signed the non-proliferation contract and promised to get rid of nuclear weapons. We're making more at Oak Ridge, Tennessee. I was in Oak Ridge. I've traveled all over this country while I've been fighting this disease in my body. A PhD? Oh yeah. Yeah. My PhD is like Martin Luther King's PhD. I don't want a bunch of peer review assholes giving me a PhD. My PhD has been in the courtroom in Tennessee with Megan Rice, at Oak Ridge, at Y-12, at the Livermore Lab protesting my post-ignorance project, at the San Onofre hearings. We packed the house and took San Onofre down in San Diego, at Diablo Canyon, standing on the pier, telling the thesis of Fukushima in accurate detail, in Eugene, Oregon, being booed by the old hippie crits and their kids just coming up and hugging me and kissing me. In Manhattan at Washington Square, marching to Alexander Hamilton's grave. In San Diego for the hearings on the USS Reagan last summer. Defending, while I have cancer, while I'm in critical condition. This PhD's been in the street. I'm going to quit speaking to the baby boomers and the echo boomers in an acute fashion. We lost again. They Chernobyl this, John Goffman. They 1090 this. The haters, as I said, baby boomers in the aggregate are gone. There's no getting through to them. Operation Foxconn worked on it. We handed this country over to the Queen, the haters, the repressors. And with inside the military, with inside the police forces, our only hope that they will break. But it's going to take the post-ignorance generation to break their back. Now, I so apologize to the youth of America, because we were handed this country when I graduated from high school right here. Not what career, which career. No debt in this country. This country was rich. This country was prosperous. This country was environmentally conscious. Now, we burned up all that equity, 20 trillion in debt, no future, poisoned the environment, no job market, competing with slaves in China. We never did that. We never did that. We were the anti-usury country from 1776 forward, Hamilton. All of them. We had men. We had men like John Kennedy. We had men like Martin Luther King. We had men like Bobby. Do I shook Bobby's hand? Right over here, 100 days before he was killed. I'm going to talk more as the professor. I'm going to talk more in the thesis of, in a historical sense, in a factual context, not as acute yet. But it's going to be more as telling a small group of people that can unite together. My little post-ignorance army is very real. Small, yeah, but growing every day. We're not about quantity, we're not quality. As I led the Million Masked Man March down Constitution Avenue with a police escort, right to the White House, 5,000 people, millions around the world. John Fairhurst asked me to come do that. Best thing I ever did, because I awoke a sleeping giant. Anonymous. Just remember this. Aaron Swartz had the potential to be one incredible leader in this country. Brilliant genius with a following. January 11th, a year ago, dead in Williamsburg. I was in Williamsburg. I remember the emotion that came over me that day. Michael Hastings told the truth of Pat Tillman being execute-style murder ordered by Dick Cheney, ordered by McChrystal, ordered by General Petraeus, ordered right from the White House, and executed murder of the most famous man in America. Megan Rice being incarcerated and tortured, an 84-year-old nun, the protege of Dorothy Day. And none of you see. The baby boomer is a disgusting, sick, grotesque, sickening, dumb, ignorant populace of masses. Guns, gold, God. Guns, gold, God. As Operation Foxconn, the Mormon Church, the leaders who preach from the pulpit, the Joe, Jesus died so I could be rich, Jesus died so I could mass murder a biblical land where the Euphrates and Tigris met with white phosphorus. They used white phosphorus on their own men. So I grew up right here. It would have never happened in the 70s, 60s, 50s. Never happened. People had integrity. You fuckers got none. None. You think you're going to be a royal, they're going to let you on the winning team. Oh, I got a car and I drive a fucking... I got a house and I drive a car. You got shit. You got nothing. You got zero. I'm done with it. I'm done with the fucking baby boomers. Their average baby boomer is 63 years old. They will die sooner than most think. Much sooner. Why? Because of Fukushima, 3/11/11. Why? Because the nuclear repository is leaching into the aquifer. Or excuse me, leaching into the environment. Plutonium being released all over you. So many are going to die from cancer. So many of you. You think, oh, they're so arrogant, the baby boomer, oh, well, there's a cure for cancer. The echo boomers are even worse. The under 35 and under who I'm speaking to. You know, and they probably won't even watch it now. In the future, I want them to see these. I'm done with the fucking baby boomers. And when are you going to get mad, the youth of America? When are you going to get pissed? Oh, yeah, you can't get pissed. They fucking kill you. Ask Aaron Swartz. This is a pathetic fucking culture we live in. Nobody goes to the park anymore. Nobody has communal. We used to have kegs right here. People would stay here for days at a time. The cops used to come out. I mean, I can tell you some pretty risque stories about right here. It was pretty crazy. Pretty intense. Pretty amazing. But we still have the environment as far as watching the sun come up. These mountains will still be here after all you fucks are dead. But so will the plutonium. We're so arrogant that we're willing to kill future generations. Not only we burn up all that ugly and fucking thrash, I mean, is the interest rate of 0 for 13 years? Thrash your fucking dollar, thrash your environment. We poison the environment for all time. The most arrogant, sickening, grotesque. And I hope you post-ignorance generation, when you look back, and they're going to hate this generation with a deep-rooted passion. In the future, hundreds of years from now, this culture is going to be grotesquely hated. As this nuclear waste just stored all over with no answer. Just fucking dumped it on future generations. Remember, you can turn on these videos and say, hey, there's a little post-ignorance army. There's a lot of great people that watch these videos. They're very intense out there. We tried. We try, and we're still trying. And we're going to fight on. Fukushima got told by me in a very cute, on fire, proper way. I did it right. I did it right. And my PhD, like Martin Luther King's, out in the street. That's where we'll meet. Stay tuned.